Hey everybody, I'm Angie and this is Aislin and we are here for your week 3, day 2 daily dabble art activity. Okay, so let's talk about the supplies that you're going to need today. Out of your kit, you need these flower-shaped papers.
Oh, I want that one.
Okay. Aislin and I are going to work together to make our artwork today. This one had 2 stuck together. Okay, so you should have 2 of these flowers. If you're at home and you don't have a kit, you could get some coffee filters to do this activity. These are special color diffusing papers that are pre-cut into flower shapes for you, but coffee filters would work. You also are going to need your piece of green construction paper, and you're going to need your big piece of blue construction paper as well. Okay? Other things that you might need, that you will need, that aren't in your kit, you should grab some markers, washable markers. We don't want permanent markers for this. Try to find some washable markers. And then you're also going to need a glue stick and a pair of scissors. Okay, go ahead and round up your supplies and we will be right back. Okay. We are all set to color. Aislin's already at it. So what you want to do is just color on this flower however you want with your washable markers. If you want to do some details on there, like maybe draw a circle in the middle of your flower, you can. If you want to do like some stripes on the petals and patterns, you can certainly do that as well. But go ahead and you can color this flower however you'd like. So like I said, Aislin and I are sharing. She's got a flower and I've got a flower. You could certainly share with somebody in your home if you wanted to, or you can just keep both the flowers and color them both yourself. Got a nice pink petal there, Aislin. I like that.
Well, I'm going to have a rainbow.
A rainbow flower. That will be nice. One thing that I did forget to mention that you will need is you are going to need something like a spray bottle because we're going to be adding some water on top of our flowers after we've colored them. And a spray bottle works really nice if you've got like an empty cleaner bottle or like a little hairspray bottle you can use. Something that's going to help you kind of spritz the water on there is what you will need, okay? So go ahead, continue coloring your flower, make it really colorful. Okay, so we have 3 flowers that have been colored here. This one's mine. We have Iris's flower. She's 2. And then we have Aislin's flower, who is age 4. So let's spray each one of these and see how they look. So I've got just a regular spray bottle that I put water in. We're just going to spritz them with water and see what happens. Okay, so you're going to see that color start to kind of spread out. And the longer it sits, the more that color is going to spread. So it starts to kind of give it a really cool tie-dye look. So there's how Iris's is looking.
It's kind of cool.
Let's try mine. Okay, and mine is going to start to run together and fuse together. You definitely want to try to cover your space when you're doing this. We've got our paper down right here.
At the bottom side, where my name is. At the bottom side.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah.
How you want it? Okay. So now we're going to try spraying Aislin's. And again, the longer you let them sit, the more you're going to be able to watch that color kind of spread out and run together.
Mom, but
So we're going to let these sit for a little bit, and we'll be back. Okay, I went ahead and switched the paper that was on the background here so that you could maybe see a little better. That orange just wasn't working well with the camera. So here we have Aislin's flower after it's been sitting for a little bit with the water on it. We have Iris's flower. I really like the way that her color has spread. It kind of looks like a tie-dye flower there. And then here's mine. Okay, so while those beautiful colored flowers are drying, you are going to want to take your green paper, okay? And what we want to do here is you're going to cut a couple of nice long stems that will be for our flowers. Okay. So now we've got those, two nice long stems, and you can even use this green paper to maybe cut out some leaf shapes. It's a curved cut that way, and a curved cut back this way. Now some of you guys might be a little more comfortable drawing the shapes before you cut them out, and if you need to do that, you can. Okay, so for example, you would just take your pencil, draw a leaf shape like that, or maybe you'd want to draw a leaf shape that's a little rounder like this. Okay, and then you can cut those out as well. All right, we've got our big blue paper here. And what we want to do is you're going to grab your glue stick, go ahead and put some glue on this paper stem that we cut out. Okay. And then go ahead and put the glue down on this one. Now you want these stems to kind of be distanced apart a little bit. It's okay for one to go up a little higher on your paper. I'm going to reposition this one up a little higher maybe, have that one be taller and this one be down a little bit lower, because you're going to want room to put both of your beautiful colored flowers up on top of these stems. And it's okay for the flowers to overlap a little bit. Mine are still a little bit damp, so I'm not going to glue them down quite yet. I'm going to let them continue to just dry. And that paper's really thin, so it shouldn't take too long for them to dry. But while you're waiting, you can go ahead and glue down some of these leaves that you made. Okay, and you can glue those down flat if you want, or a fun little technique you could do before you glue them down, if you just pinch up here near the top a little bit, okay, and then put a little glue on the back near the bottom, and you can let that kind of pop up off the page a little bit. That way it gives you a little bit of a 3D effect rather than it just laying flat. So I'm going to do the same thing with this flower, just fold a little bit, or this leaf rather, fold a little. I think I will put the glue here on this side, and now that can be glued down just like that. And I have this part kind of sticking up, 3D. So now you have these stems with these really pretty leaves that are kind of popping up off the paper. Now, if you wanted to get really creative and just keep doing art and experimenting with different things, you could even use a little crayon on here to add a little detail on your leaves. If you can see that just a little bit. Even like some white crayon on construction paper is really fun to play with. So just if you wanted to add a little bit of detail, you could do some things like that if you wanted to. And we do still have some scrap green paper left. Now, if you'd like to do something with that, then you can snip it up into lots of pieces. Different little shapes that are a little thicker on the bottom and then come to a point at the top. And what do you think I can use those for? Maybe a little grass down here at the bottom. And you can glue all of those pieces on. And sort of like we talked about with the leaves, you don't have to glue the whole piece down. If you did like a little bit of glue for the bottom, you could even bend these up a little bit, kind of back and forth. Okay, and you're just adding a little extra three-dimensional element to your art, which is always kind of fun. You've got some texture to it. You can bend these little extra scrap pieces back and forth, back and forth. Get them all fun and crinkly like that. And they can crisscross over top of each other. Just like that. Okay, so you can continue to do that. I'm going to do the same. Just keep adding some fun details and textures with all this construction paper. And meanwhile, we are still letting these beautiful colored papers that are our flowers, just letting those dry. And we're going to add those in just a minute. Okay, I have been working on all of my green paper elements here, so had some fun folding up these little strips of paper for grass and gluing those down, and had fun arranging those. Then I went back with some of my crayon and markers, added a few details on my leaves here. So I am done with adding all of these fun pieces of green paper. And the last thing to do here is to glue down these really beautiful color diffused flower papers that we've made, okay? So they're probably still a little bit fragile just from having that water on them. So just be careful when you're adding the glue. Okay, you just want to gently run that glue in one direction. So try not to kind of go back and forth, That's going to wrinkle your paper up. So just really gentle strokes with the glue stick that go in one direction, not back and forth. Once you have that glue on there, you can find a nice spot to place that on your paper. Now you notice mine are kind of going off the edges here, and that's just fine. Sometimes our art is so big and beautiful that our paper just isn't big enough for it. I'm going to do the same thing with the glue on this second flower. Right where I want it. Press it down. They're overlapping. That's okay. And now we're finished. Okay, we are all finished with your week 3, day 2 daily dabble activity. I hope that you're really happy with the way yours turned out. I think ours looks great. Aislin and I did kind of a group effort here. And it was really fun kind of crafting with the paper and doing different things with that to put it down and use that for details. So, oh, and I wanted to show you Iris's too after it kind of sat for a little bit. Even though she didn't add color to the entire piece of paper, it still looks really beautiful. Okay, so pretty much any way that you put the color down on these color diffusing papers, you're going to get something really beautiful. And again, coffee filters will do the same thing as these color diffusing papers. If you want to kind of keep playing around with this technique, you can use coffee filters for that. Okay, so your challenge for today is I would love it if you guys would just go outside, maybe try to find some flowers in your yard, or if you can go for a walk somewhere, find some beautiful flowers, and pick a real life bouquet of flowers and put those in a vase of water in your house and bring the outdoors inside. Spring is coming. It's basically upon us, and I know I've been seeing little signs of it everywhere with little colors that I see popping up. So go outside, try to find some flowers, and pick a beautiful bouquet for inside your house. And we will see you tomorrow for Daily Dabble Week 3, Day 3. Have a great day.